Plug Power has been one of the most volatile stocks in the market over the past really 20 years. And so I think it's worth investors thinking about where's this company and where's the stock going to be a year from now. Plug Power recently got some good news that they got a loan guarantee from the United States government. That does not mean that the company doesn't have to pay back that loan, that the company itself couldn't go bankrupt in the process. A lot of the companies that got loan guarantees during the Obama era actually did end up going bankrupt. And this has been a crazy ride for Plug Power stock. Just look at this stock chart. You can see that in 2020, the company started the year at about $4 per share. Early in 2021, shares traded at a peak over $66 per share. Now they're back down to $2.18 as I'm recording. So just a crazy ride for the company. Why has it been so volatile? Why is the stock down so much? I think that might give some answers to where Plug Power is going to be a year from now. My name is Travis Hoium. Thanks for watching Asymmetric Investing. Please subscribe here on YouTube for all my content. And thanks to this video sponsor, The Motley Fool. If you go to fool.com/ASYM, they'll give you their top 10 stocks to buy right now. Let's start with that loan guarantee and just go through the details of exactly what's included there. This is Plug Power's announcement about the loan guarantee, saying they got $1.66 billion loan guarantee from the US DOE as part of the Loans Programs Office. Now, this is one of the things that President Trump has said, hey, stop the spending on this. A little bit unclear how that would happen. Seems like these are pretty legally binding. So I would assume that these are going forward. Same thing goes for some of the other companies that got loan guarantees late in the Biden administration. But what this is going to do is it's going to be a guarantee to help finance the construction of up to 6 projects to produce liquefied zero and low carbon hydrogen at scale throughout the United States. The first to benefit is the Graham, Texas green hydrogen plant. That is going to be a wind powered plant that's going to produce green hydrogen or hydrogen from renewable energy. And there are also plans to build a larger network of hydrogen plants using their electrolyzers and renewable energy. What Plug Power doesn't really make clear, but I think seems clear in especially the DOE's announcement, that's what this one is here, is that this is not a loan guarantee for Plug Power. This is a loan guarantee for these 6 individual projects. The way that this loan guarantee program works often is that the government is not guaranteeing the loan for the company itself, it's guaranteeing a loan for the production asset. So the way that most of these loans happened and actually made money during kind of the previous round of these a decade or so ago was that they were going to back solar projects or wind projects. And those were going to be assets that were built. They were going to produce electricity and produce revenue. They were just backing the loan so that it would be a lower cost of capital than you would typically get in the open market. That was kind of the idea behind them, sort of fuel the financing of these projects. And that does appear to be what's happening here. Again, is going to be helping finance up to 6 facilities across several states that will produce clean hydrogen utilizing the company's own electrolyzer technology. Advanced clean hydrogen is a key component to the Biden-Harris administration's whole of the government approach. And remember, this application went in November 2020. So this has been a long time in the works. So we definitely could have more clean hydrogen, more electrolyzers. That would be good for the volume going through Plug Power's system. That should be good for the business, but here's the real problem. Plug Power has not had a history of actually making money on the stuff that it sells. So if this is not a loan guarantee for Plug Power, the business, it's just backing the projects, then the stuff that Plug Power is selling to these projects needs to actually make money. And that's where you need to look at the company's income statement. And this is really where I have so many problems with Plug Power's business. Let's go down here to the company's income statement. And you can just see here, this is the last 3 months. Well, let's go to the last 9 months because that gives a little bit less quarter to quarter volatility. But we'll start here with sales of equipment. So there's going to be a ton of equipment sales to these projects. That should be good, right? Except for in the first 9 months of the year, $252 million in sales of equipment. How much did that equipment cost Plug Power to make? $415 million. So they lost money on every piece of equipment that they sold. What about services on fuel cell systems and infrastructure? $40 million in revenue. That sounds positive. And then it seems positive, like a positive margin because $35.8 million worth of cost. But look at this next line item. Services, provision for lost contracts related to services. So there's costs of services and then there's losses related to the contracts for those services. So you add those two together and this is again another money losing segment. Power purchase agreements. $58.4 million worth of revenue. What did that cost to deliver? $161.3 million. Fuel delivered to customers, $78 million. That cost $172.4 million. So the gross loss, not the net loss, not the operating loss, but the gross loss on everything that Plug Power sold in the first 9 months of 2024 cost the company $390 million. So the government is going to help finance projects, to buy projects from Plug Power, but Plug Power has not shown the ability to actually make money on the stuff that it's selling to these projects. And that is the fundamental problem for the business. That is why I don't think this is going to necessarily be as good as a lot of investors hope. At the same time, the income statement starts to become a real problem. $94 million worth of cash. Then there's restricted cash, $217 million. But then look down here, we have $150 million worth of convertible notes. So there is now debt on the balance sheet. Plug Power hasn't shown that it can fundamentally get to the point where it can make money on the things that it is making and selling. And that's really why I hesitate to say that there's going to be anything positive for Plug Power in the next year. Thanks to our friends at The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/ASYM for the top 10 stocks to buy right now. So the loan guarantee sounds great, but I don't think that's going to save Plug Power. The company still has too many fundamental problems with the business. Just look at this chart right here. What I've shown is in blue, the company's debt, and then the next two columns, the stack columns, are the cash and cash equivalents. And then the purple is the free cash flow. So the company is going to need to raise billions of dollars to just stay afloat with their operations over the next couple of years. They have been in this situation before. And what Andy Marsh, the CEO, has done time and time again for more than 2 decades now is just simply dilute shareholders, sell more shares. That's going to drive the stock lower. They're going to do a reverse stock split. That what may be different this time around is that the stock is getting so low and the market cap is just $1.9 billion. There's also that debt on the balance sheet that it may be harder and harder to raise capital, especially if the stock continues to fall. I don't know if Plug Power is going to go to zero in the next year, but I don't think it's going to be higher a year from now unless something fundamentally changes about the business. And we've been looking for that for a decade. So that's my thoughts on Plug Power over the next year. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to Asymmetric Investing. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you here next time.